Sir, good evening. How are you, sir?
Namaste, sir. Namaste. Good evening to you.
Namaste, sir.
And I can see you on the YouTube as well.
Yes, we are
Right?
on YouTube as well. Yes,
Yes, yes,
absolutely.
yes. Yes.
Just I'm just coordinating with team so they can, remind. I'm also reminding some people now.
Yes, correct, correct. You have reminded me also.
Yes, yes, of course, sir.
Shivani madam has joined. I can see her.
Yes, Shivani
Right,
madam
Shivani
is,
ji.
I think, traveling. Yes,
Traveling? She has
traveling.
joined.
She's traveling. Yes,
हाँ.
she's traveling. डॉक्टर शिवानी, आपने मुझे पीपीटीज भेज दी हैं क्या?
आप म्यूट पे हो. म्यूट पे हो आप.
या सॉरी. क्या बोल? यस सर. गुड आफ्टरनून.
गुड
सॉरी, गुड
इवनिंग.
इवनिंग.
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते, नमस्ते.
ये ये अभी जो है ना, मतलब ऐसा है कि मैम जो हैं
यू
अभी
आर आस्किंग समथिंग, डॉक्टर अजीत?
आपने पीपीटीज भेजी हैं क्या मुझे?
पीपीटी नहीं भेजनी थी क्या?
नहीं भेजनी थी, ऐसे ही बात करेंगे आप।
अच्छा, नहीं नहीं, पीपीटीज बनाई है मैंने, भेजी नहीं है लेकिन.
आप शेयर करोगे?
हाँ, मैं शेयर कर लूँ. अभी मैं पहुंच जाऊंगी थोड़े टाइम में एयरपोर्ट, देन
परफेक्ट,
आई विल
परफेक्ट,
शेयर.
परफेक्ट, परफेक्ट,
यस.
परफेक्ट,
एक बार मेरा
वेरी
वो
एब्सोल्युटली।
नाइस.
फिनिश हो जाए फिर मैं
मेरा खत्म होगा उसके बाद फिर आपका है ना, सो दैट बेटर.
नहीं नहीं सर, देयर इज ए लिटिल चेंज। इनके
हाँ.
पहले मैं हूं क्योंकि इनको थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा मैम को पहुंचने में।
अच्छा, तो ओके ओके डन. तो
हाँ,
इसका मतलब
मतलब
पहले
आप
मेरा.
आपका आपका वही है, बट
हाँ.
मैं मैम से पहले जो है।
आप
अ,
शिवानी से पहले हैं.
हाँ, शिवानी से पहले मैं हूँ।
देन
यस।
फिर शिवानी मैडम है, डॉक्टर
सरब जी,
सरबजीत है.
सरब जी, सरब जी, यस,
फिर
यस, यस।
सरब जी हैं, उसके बाद फिर जो है डॉक्टर
सेम
शिवानी
सेम
है.
सेम, उसके बाद सब वही है जैसे हमने रखा है, सर।
ठीक है, प्रियांशी जी एंड चरणजीत कौर. करेक्ट. ओके
यस,
डन.
यस, यस सर, यस सर, यस सर, यस सर।
गुड गुड गुड. नाइस. एक्सीलेंट. हैदराबाद ड्राइव कर रहे हैं ना?
यस।
क्या?
हैदराबाद ड्राइव कर रहे हो ना, हैदराबाद से?
हैदराबाद में, हाँ, अभी हॉकिंग हैदराबाद में चल रही है. मेरे एक्चुअली फैमिली इवेंट भी है और थोड़ा सा कल एक मीटिंग भी है, तो इसलिए आई एम ट्रैवलिंग.
कोई बात नहीं। दैट्स ओके।
करेक्ट. नॉट एन इशू. तन्वी हैज ज्वाइंड.
यस, तन्वी
हेलो
है।
तन्वी. हाउ आर यू?
One sec, one sec. Yes, yes, yes. You cannot speak without our permissions here.
Thank you, sir. Hello,
Thank
sir. I'm
you.
good. How are you? Thank you so
आई एम
much for
फाइन.
having
थैंक यू वेरी मच तन्वी. ऑल गुड. वेरी नाइस टू सी यू वंस अगेन.
me.
Thank
Yes.
you. Sarab ji, thank
हाँ,
you.
डॉक्टर सरब जी नमस्ते. सत श्री
One
अकाल.
second, सरब जी, आपको थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा। हाँ, यस। सरब जी, प्लीज आप भी बात कर सकते हैं, हम भी बात कर सकते हैं।
डॉक्टर सरब जी
थैंक
सत
यू.
श्री अकाल. सत श्री अकाल जी.
सत श्री
नमस्ते
अकाल.
जी.
गुड इवनिंग सर. गुड इवनिंग.
नमस्ते जी. नमस्ते जी. ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ? बढ़िया बढ़िया सब चंगा चंगा.
बढ़िया बढ़िया सर.
ओके जी.
ऑल राइट.
I think we can wait for 2 more minutes and then start, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. We'll wait for 2 more minutes. Yes, absolutely. Mhm. Just give me 1 minute, I'll come. I think we can start, sir.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just or just wait for one more minute and we can start then. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Ready?
Yes, we are absolutely ready, sir. Amateur training. I'll just do.
I think we can start now, sir.
Yes, yes, let's start. Let's start. Let's not
Oh,
wait. Yes.
yes. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's workshop on career opportunities in the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. We're delighted to have you join us for this professional development session, organized to provide valuable insights into emerging opportunities, skills, and different career pathways in the pharmaceutical and healthcare sector. We have an excellent lineup of speakers who will be discussing opportunities across healthcare, pharmaceutical industries, clinical research, pharmacovigilance, medical writing, regulatory affairs, medical coding, and industry oriented skills. Before we begin, I request everyone to keep their microphones muted during the session. Please use the chat feature, which is present in Zoom, to ask your questions, and we will take all of them at the end or wherever time permits. Also, it's a kind request to everyone to change your Zoom name with your name. So, in case you ask a question, we can address it appropriately. To officially begin the workshop, I would now like to invite Dr. Ajit Singh, founder and CEO of CliMed Research Solutions, to deliver the welcome address and also to introduce the workshop. Sir, we kindly request you to take over the session.
Thank you very much, Tanvi. Thank you. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Hey, everyone, the people joining in, here uh, in Zoom meetings and in YouTube. So, guys, first of all, I would like to thank all of you. You're joining from different parts of India and some people from outside also. So, let me start with this introduction. So, this workshop is not for the first time we are doing, but we do it very frequently. And it is a very important topic, what we repeat again and again, and we get new people, old people, because see, everyone is worried about their career options, about their careers, right? After the graduation, after post-graduation, after, PhDs, and usually in the healthcare and majorly in the pharmacy, right? Pharmacy people after B Farm or D Farm or Farm D or M Farms, they are very much worried about their careers, right? Where to go, how to go, what type of skills we need, right? So today, in that series, we are having one more wonderful webinar, and this webinar is covering many traditional and new topics. Okay, where you will be getting some glimpse like 20 minutes or 15 minutes of glimpse of medical writing, regulatory writing, scientific writing, medical coding, pharmacovigilance, regulatory affairs, as you can see, data analytics, medical documentation. And we gathered all experts, on the panel to discuss these topics with you. And you can interact with them at the end of the sessions, right? You can interact with them, you can ask your questions. So what they will be, covering, they will be covering what are the career options and what are the, eligibility criterias and what are the skills you need to get into this industry. Okay, you have to, listen to them very carefully because they are coming up with a lot of experience in the industry. Everyone who is coming here has a very good, lengthy, span of their, career spent in the industry, right? And along with that, we are as a CliMed and Curio. CliMed is again CRO, and we are right now hiring a lot of positions. You can apply through our LinkedIn profile and all. But other than that, there's very important thing in Curio. We are starting the new batch of these courses as well. Okay, so this is a kind of awareness program as well, and gathering, I'll say, or get together with the faculty members of our upcoming courses. Right. So these all people who are coming here will be taking care of, clinical research, medical writing, pharmacovigilance, data analytics, regulatory affairs in our upcoming courses. Right. So just give me a moment and then we can start it. So, right. So, where you have to go to find the things, you have to go to Curio training, like curioctra.com. This is the URL curioctra.com. You have to just go here and you can find out all the courses, all the upcoming courses here, new courses June, July, but like it will be updated, dates will be updated now. We have the new batches which are starting now. So you will see here, all 7-in-1 impact diplomas, 3-in-1, 8-in-1, and executive diploma in artificial intelligence and diploma in medical documentation, medical writing. Medical coding also is starting in September mid, and pharmacovigilance is starting this week only. Regulatory affairs also starting this week. Medical writing also starting this week, right? So you can go here and you can check. Like if I want to show you one diploma in medical writing. So here you will see that medical writing diploma, and the cost is, the fees for 7 month. 7 month means 3 months of industrial internship also is included in this 7 month. Okay, so you can just check there. You can pay in installment, and these are the courses available right now for you. Irrespective of dates in website will be updated. You can just check and you can just enroll for our upcoming batches. Okay, so that is the information from my side, and then I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput sir, who is also our director of the board at CliMed Research Solutions, and sir is also has worked 40 plus years in the industry, in the company called Cadila Pharmaceuticals, right? And he attenuated from the company 2 years back as senior vice president and vertical head. And we have, I would like to thank all the speakers, Dr. Sarabjit Sidhuji, who is a medical writing expert and who is working in Estella's Pharma, a Japan-based company, Dr. Shivani Desai, who is working in Biologically E Hyderabad, Ms. Priyansi, who is the regulatory affairs expert. She's again from the industry, Mr. Ranjit Kaur Ahuja. She is also from the industry, right now working as the manager. Tanvi will talk about, and C is medical coding experts. I'll be taking a little bit, 10-15 minutes of data analytics part, right? So you will be getting a full glimpse here. So again, guys, I would like to thank all of you. Thank you, Pramod. Thank you, Tanvi, for a wonderful start. Let's go ahead. So let's start. Yes, that's from my side, guys. And one more very important rule, because I get this every time, that sir, we stayed till end, we did not get the certificate. If you want the certificate, you have to stay till end. So before ending, 10 minutes before ending, we will share a feedback form. You have to fill that feedback form. Listen to me carefully again. You have to fill that feedback form, and then only you will get the certificate. If your name is not there in the feedback form, there is no certificate given to you, whether you attend or not. Okay, whether you are there till end or not, it doesn't matter until and unless we don't have your full name and details with us. Okay, so this is a simple rule. If you want the certificate of this webinar, you have to fill the feedback form, which will be shared at the end of this webinar with you all. Okay, be here. And yes, so over to you, Tanvi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for setting the context for today's workshop and also for the warm welcome. I am audible, right?
Yes, you are. Please
Yes,
go.
thank you. We will now move on to our inaugural address, and I would like to invite the chief guest for today's session, Professor Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput. Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput brings over 44 years of corporate and academic leadership to the stage. He has served as Senior Vice President, Sales and Marketing at Cadila Pharmaceuticals and is currently the Director of the Board at CliMed Research Solutions, India. Starting his career as a medical representative, he rose through the ranks to lead Cadilla's domestic and international business verticals, exemplifying decades of dedication within the same organization. With an MBA in marketing and an executive leadership development credential from IIM Ahmedabad and a PhD, Dr. Rajput holds 15 honorary doctorates and 32 international certifications, including a diploma in NLP from the American Board of NLP. He is a professor of practice at multiple universities and a lead member of prestigious global soft skills and leadership bodies, including Harvard Square, USA. He has authored 4 best-selling books: The Leaders with Ladders, Leaders with Transformational Leadership, Attitude Matters, and Expectations, a Lifeline or a Deadline, alongside co-authoring The House of Wisdom. His thought leadership extends to regular columns in Diplomat magazines and popular video series on leadership and self-mastery. Dr. Rajput has mentored many professionals across many sessions and delivered many leadership talks globally and hosted various podcasts in these years. Guided by his vision of technology driven, equitable Bharat, he continues to champion education and leadership development. Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite you for your session on emerging career opportunities in the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. The
Thank
session will
you.
provide. Yes, sir. Thank you. We're pleased to have you with us. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Tanvi, for such a long description. My God, I am overwhelmed. Right, let me be very short. Thank you, Dr. Ajit sir, for once again inviting me at our CliMed. And also, I thank you, Dr. Shivani, Dr. Sarabjit, Priyanshi ji, Charanjit Kaur Ahuja, to coming here and enriching the group of the, you can say, the young minds. Right, and I really thank the young minds that you are devoting your valuable time to learn, because we can see that there is a itch of learning is there, and that is the reason you guys are here. And what Dr. Ajit has said, I would also sincerely request all of you that be there till end, right? Fill up the forms, which is very important because that will go in the record. And at the same time, it is going to help you to prepare your profile also whenever you are submitting, because these are the courses are there. Second thing I'd like to highlight it here, since I keep on giving my talk at multiple places, but at the same time, the courses which CliMed is providing you, right, it is almost a nominal, right? I'm not promoting, I'm not talking about the charges part, but I'm talking about what you are going to get it, which is very important. Because today the world is changing. Every month the things are getting changed. Maybe your curriculum will not change, but the skills which is required, but the new ways which is required, it is going to change. So it is important for all of us, including me too, to change myself, to learn the new nuances, which is very, very important, because then only I'll be able to sustain myself in the coming time, which is a very, very important time. So with this, Tanvi, I just want to share my PPT. Please, yeah, I'm sharing it now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hope it is audible, visible now.
Sir, just 1 minute. I think it's loading. Yes, sir, it's visible. Can you please, yes,
fine.
put
Thank
it
you
on.
very much. Thank you once again. So, my dear friends, I will say friends, right? Please give your some 15 minutes to me, and I'm sure you will really enjoy it. Because the future of pharmacy will be shaped by those who combine science with intelligent technology. Science you are already studying, or you have already studied, and you will study. But the intelligent technology is the tool which is going to take care for you. So, welcome once again to the world of pharmaceutical science and healthcare. Friends, let me tell you why we talk about the IPM. IPM record 12.1% growth in July 2026. Means the sale in 1 month, it is 21 lakh 478 crores. That is the total thing is there. And the MAT, it is 2,57,000 crores. I refrain myself. For 1 month, it is 21,478 crores. For 12 months, the sale is 2,57,000 crores, which is growing with 10.2%. So you can make it out that how big the industry is. It is not only the sales, it is a multiple forums which is going to take care. And this is not my data. You can find this data through Google with the PharmaRec and PharmaBiz India. Now, two more things I like to highlight it here. Why I said so? Because the Indian pharma industry, you know that we are known as the pharmacy of the world, and it supplies 50 to 60% of the global demand for various vaccines, which was there in the during time of COVID. 40 to 47% of the generic medicine, especially in the regulated market. When I say regulated market, it is the US market, and 25% of the medicines in the UK and US. Another point is we like to highlight it here, that we are supposed to grow by 10 to 12% in the near future by 2030. So you can understand that with 2,50,000 crores, how much we are going to grow and how much we require the people. The global market is extensively ready for you to make you accept it. Medical device in another part, which is the plastic market expected to grow by $32 billion by 2030. So you can make yourself that which is your cup of tea, where you like to integrate yourself, which is very important. I like to just in the short, the opportunities are in the pharma market. I will not go in the detail because you are aware. First thing is research. We are talking about the research. We are talking about something more which is important, and that's why we always say the research is the backbone of pharma, because in the future time we are going to become the power of pharma. So that's the reason research is required. Production is another important because we supply 50% of the medicines to the entire world as a generic. Third is entrepreneurship. Many of you will like to open your own companies, not only in sales and marketing, but like CliMed, like Dual Sphere, like so many other things. So you like to ensure that yes, you should become an entrepreneur. Pharma consulting and teaching, you can see here a lot of the consultants are there. Dr. Shivani, Dr. Sarojit, so many other great consultants are there. So you want to become a consulting also. Then you pharma supply chain management, because this is one of the very important part in the industry. And I'm sure the people like you who are M Pharma, they like to go on the supply chain management as well. Pharmaceutical sales, the person like me or the people from B Pharma, MBA, M Pharma, MBA, they want to become the pharmaceutical sales people where they can go at the level of senior vice president. B Pharma and MBA, hospital pharmacy, clinical pharmacy management, and pharmacovigilance management is another part of the life where you can do it after even doing the PharmD as well. Because being a doctor, yes, you cannot prescribe the medicine, but you can have that authority and capability to have the part of the pharmacovigilance management. Data management and analytics. This is one of the great things which is there, which I'm sure Dr. Sarojit Madam, who is the master, she is going to touch from the Japan. And at the same time, HEOR management, which is the health economics management, which is there, because we have the Ayushman Bharat, but how HER is going to help in the coming time. So you can see the multiple arms are there, 12 arms are there, right? The 6 arms are there, which is basically on the field. The 6 arms are there, which is on the office, where you can make your career. So these are the things are there. Choose the arm, and in that arm, there are also sub A, sub B, sub C, sub Ds are there. There are multiple ways are there. So career is there across, my dear friends. Career is across. The career is in the medical writing, which is very, very important part. Today, anything and everything is a medical writing. HUR, I just spoke to you. AI healthcare, augmentation of artificial intelligence in the healthcare is becoming a real requirement. Medical affairs treatment. Regulatory requirement is there, which we require a PharmD people, we require the M Pharma people. Clinical data, digital therapeutics. You talk anything and everything, the PharmD or M Pharma or B Pharma people are required. Pharmacovigilance spoke to you. Health economics are just now I said. Precision medicine, which is the real requirement, is there. Patient support is there. Market accessibility. Again, the statistical data has to review and how to analyze, how to come with the outcome. And of course, entrepreneurship. So it is an enormous career which is there in front of you, my dear friend, but only you have to choose that which is your real cup of tea. And that is the reason at CliMed, we keep on doing such type of seminars so that you should know that here where your inclination is, how you can sharpen yourself. I like to also highlight the change in the pharma world. You all know, me know, everybody knows. From manual research to the AI-driven discovery and digital health. Because you will agree with me, and it is true also, not agree, it is true. Because the global AI in the healthcare market is estimated by 40 billion in 2025 was, and now it is going to grow by 44% by 2034. So you can see that this is the way the global market is growing. Not only this, the wearable devices, right? Most of the people you are wearing the wristwatch, or so many things are there which is there, right? The market is going to be projected by 2030. You know now the Meta glasses has come, right? So there also a lot of changes are coming. Not only the Meta, lot many things are going to happen. So you will be able to know that what is your health, daily health system is there, what medicine has to be taken. So again, we require the people who know the basic backbone of the pharmacy. And you know that you will agree with me. I'm going back because how this AI is used, it is used in diagnosing a disease. Today, you know that any of the doctors, they are able to diagnose the thing that how the things are happening. And it is a precision diagnosis. To the point diagnosis is happening there. Because whenever you go to a doctor, they go for the diagnostic test. And there also you can see that with that the diagnosis is happening. Treating the patient in the right condition, developing the new drugs, molecules which is there, which I'm sure Dr. Ajit sir is going to speak on the insulin on how the things are happening. There's no need for 14 years of the research. In 2 or 3 years, you can produce a molecule, provide the personalized medicine, and monitor the patient how the things are there. This is one of the part is there. But this is not everything. Everything is conducting repetitive tasks through the help of the AI. There's no need that you should start searching the data, start putting your head for 12 hours and then coming out on the outcome of 0 hours. But here, if you put your things right way, which again CliMed is putting it, you can search the entire things in 1 day of time and you can come out with the outcomes of that. You can manage the data which is really required. Analyzing the real healthcare systems are there. Leveraging the advantage of the natural language processing which is there, because now NLP is the real requirement, which is the real need of it. And making the medical consultation digital. So you can find the multiple ways you'll be able to make your career, right? Again, start choosing it. And you've chosen, again, I want to appreciate you. You're giving your time. You have chosen your career. You want to further make it completely towards the arrowhead, yet what is there. And here I like to highlight it here, the benefits of AI, new inventions. It is a real requirement. You cannot avoid it. Smart decision making, we all know that AI is able to provide the right decisions, right? Or not 90%, not 100%, but again, that intellect part is required. Enhance the customer experience, then medical advances, research and data analysis, solving complex problems in the minute it solves it. But again, it is not 100%. You have to put your intellect, you have to put your brain in that what is the right thing has to be deleted and what has to be taken. Managing the repetitive tasks. There's no need to sit here in the library for multiple hours like that. Sit in the library, find it out the thing, put the thing, use the AI tool and get the thing right. Minimizing the errors, of course. So one important part I like to highlight it. What AI cannot do, AI will never replace, and this is the human brain, right? Because AI has been prepared by the human. Curiosity of learning. That's why I must appreciate again that you guys are curious. That's the reason you are here. So you have the curiosity of learning. AI doesn't have. The compassion of understanding. You guys were well on time. Before 6:30, most of you guys have started. You have joined it. So that is the compassion part. You understand. The character of yourself which says that yes, you are here to be a part of this thing. Communication, it is very, very important part, my dear friend. The right communication at the right time, at the right place is important because in the pharmaceutical industry, communication is the fulcrum, right? Because you have the data, you have the analytics, and you can churn out the thing with the right communication, the right way you can put it. Empathy, again, empathy is one of the very important parts. Another example I can give you that after my talk, Dr. Shivani was supposed to give, but what Dr. Ajit has said, she is traveling. So I will take up the charge and I will take it. So this is the empathy, right? And this is the way, this is the right example of the empathic relationship that yes, we have the empathy for the person. Same way in the profession, we have to have the empathy. Creativity, right? AI has been created by the brain, not the brain has created the AI. So that is the creativity which you are the master, you can do the thing. And creativity will come when we talk about the critical thinking, out of the box thinking, leadership, right? At the CliMed, you can see the young guy, Tanvi. She is again one of the great leaders. She is just like you, of your age. She is not 40, 50 years of the age. Very, very young. So this is one of the finest examples that leadership is a part and parcel in everybody's life. So you are a leader. You have to ensure that your leadership should continue. But at the same time, my dear friends, I like to highlight it here. There are 5 career myths are there. I need 95%. No, bros, just read it. My English is not good. No, that is not going to pull you down. No, right? Even I have come from that area where my English was not good. I have not studied properly, but over a period of time, I have developed that part, right? So this is not going to pull you down, right? That my English is not good. I have no contact, no problem. When I joined the company as a medical rep, I had no contact, but I was very clear that I will be leading this company and with zero contact with your work and all, with my work, I started leading the 500 crore business. I will decide later. No, there's no procrastination was there. So this was a no myth. I have to decide right now. I have to be a part of it. I have to learn what is there. So that is there. And my degree guarantees a job. Sorry, boss. Your degree can give you only a platform. It cannot guarantee a job. And that is the reason people they say, I have the degree but no job. No. Apart from this, you have to change because you have to change the myth into the reality. I like to highlight it this part because it's very important. These are the myths are there, including that the degree which you have, but the reality is very different. The reality is, it is very clear, learn before entering the professional world. My dear friends, again, I once again appreciate you that you are learning here. So learn the communication, learn the right public speaking because tomorrow you are going to speak in the front of the public, right? Which is very, very important. Power BI, which is again, which is important tool which you have to know about the things which is there. AI tools you should know. And I'm sure many of you, if you have attended the CliMed earlier programs, Dr. Ajit Singh and the team has given lot many tools that which is going to help to provide the data within 2 minutes of time, the blink of the eyes you are able to provide. If you have not learned this or you have not attended it, I would request you, the programs are already started on, you please come and learn that. Networking. Networking, it is a dignified networking. I'm not talking about the Insta networking or Facebook networking. I'm talking about the networking through the LinkedIn, through the people who are there. So start having the networking with the people who have the knowledge, who understand the thing, who give you the clarity about it. Because if you want, suppose any of you want to become like Dr. Ajit Singh, the founder and CEO of CliMed, so you should have the continuous networking with Dr. Ajit. I'm just giving example. Suppose you want to become like the Dr. Shivani or Dr. Sarajit, you should have the networking with them so that you can know that how 20, 30 years they've spent and they've traveled this path. And so that if you want to become that, what is the shortest way they can guide you to travel this path in not for 20, 30 years of the time, in just 5 to 7 years of the time. Your presentation skills, what is really required, what not is required is more important. People, they put the things, presentation is not the PPT slide. What you present, what you communicate, that is not a part of presentation. Personal branding. Personal branding is very important because it is not only your degree. What are the ways you have contributed? How many courses you have done? How you are able to provide the things which is known as the personal branding. And interview skills. How you are able to make your mark in the mind of the person who is taking interview. That is very, very important in the interview skills. So if you are able to sell yourself, sell your concept, sell your creativity, sell your imagination, sell your brain to the person is immediately going to grab you. So industry ready skills are very clear. Read, speak, and volunteer. Keep on doing the thing which is important. If you start reading more, you start speaking in the right way, in the right sense, volunteering yourself that yes, you are here. And that's why today, again, you are here. You have volunteered yourself, right? Maybe it is a free webinar. You are going to get certificate, but it takes again that time. You have taken the effort to be a part of it. Internship, try to do for the internship, right? And because in the internship, it is not the money. Money is the secondary part, my dear friends. It is the experience which you are going to get, which makes a difference. Research, put yourself with the research people. What research is happening? What the new thing is happening? Start learning it, understanding it, be a part of it. Leadership, I spoke. Clinical exposure, case presentation, hospital rotation. So many things are there, especially for the PharmD. I would request you, these are the very, very important part for your life. So I will, again, I said, I will not take much of the time. I know very, very clear about it. The foundation stage today you are here. Skill development, I just spoke to you. AI in healthcare, data analytics, clinical research, early career roles are very clear in front of you, my dear friends. And then think that how you are going to become a global leader. Once you will start thinking it and working on this, and again, I am appreciating all of you that you have joined here. You have devoted your time because you want to learn, you want to make your career. We at the CliMed, under the leadership of Dr. Ajit and so many other team members, we are always there to you because when we give to you, we learn also. When we share to you, we learn also. And that's the reason we are able to share to you something new, which is very important. So thank you so much. And you can connect me also on my LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn profile. So thanks to the team at Solution, Dr. Ajit, my fellow respected speakers, the student who have joined and all the attendants to be a part of it. Hope I have not taken much of your time. This was like a prelude of this meeting, which I said. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rajput, for sharing such valuable insights into the diverse career opportunities available in the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. We will now move on to our second session. I would now like to invite Dr. Ajit Singh, the founder and CEO of CliMed Research Solutions and Kiro
Tanvi,
Research.
I'll go later. Okay, it's fine
Okay.
because we are already on time. So let's call Sarabji first, then I'll go. It's fine.
This is empathy. This is empathy. Empathy is very, very important, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the great example, my dear friends. This is example of the empathy. This is really required. Science will be there, but empathy is not there in that science. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for wonderful start and sharing your experience with all the young minds here and with us as well. So I always learn from you personally a lot. So yes, over to you, Tanvi.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yes. So we will now move on to our session on building a career in medical, scientific, and regulatory writing. For this session, I would now like to invite Dr. Sarabjit Sidhu. She's a distinguished clinical research and medical writing professional with extensive experience in clinical trial transparency, pharmacovigilance, and data management. She previously served as an associate director for clinical trial transparency at GSK Bangalore, where she led global initiatives ensuring ethical, compliant, and patient centric communication of clinical data, and is now currently serving as the clinical trial transparency lead at Estella's Pharma. Dr. Sidhu began her career with the WHO, with the World Health Organization, contributing to public health and evidence based research initiatives, and later advanced through roles of increasing responsibility, including principal medical writer, clinical trial transparency at Kinaps, where she specialized in disclosure management, scientific writing, and regulatory documentation. She's an accomplished author as well and has written two influential books, Clinical Research and Medical Writing Career Guide and Pharmacovigilance and Clinical Data Management Guide, which have inspired and mentored countless pharmacy and life science graduates. Academically, she holds an MSc in microbiology and postgraduate diploma in clinical research and management, reflecting her strong scientific and operational foundation. Her expertise spans medical writing, regulatory transparency, pharmacovigilance, clinical data management, and research training, making her a respected leader and mentor in the global clinical research ecosystem. Effective scientific and regulatory communication is essential across research, healthcare, and pharmaceutical industry. This session will help us in understanding the importance of writing skills and other different skills in the career opportunities in this area. Thank you, ma'am. We request you to kindly take the session ahead.
Tanvi, before we go, I'll just have a suggestion. Just keep it brief because we have only
Alright.
2 hours and many people, So
Okay.
I
Yes,
hope everyone will
yes.
Done,
understand
done,
this.
done, done.
Yeah.
I'll
I
Yes,
was
keep
yes,
it
about
very
to
short
say,
now.
yes,
I'll keep it very short now. Yes.
yeah, yes.
no
Over.
problem. So, hi everyone. Good evening. I have a hard stop at 7:30. I have to jump into another meeting. So, thank you, Dr. Ajit. So, are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
absolutely. Please go ahead. Make it full screen, ma'am, and go ahead.
Yes. So let's go here. So now, why the importance of a medical writing? Sometimes people understand that this is just a writing job because the writing word is associated with it, right? But important thing is, if you read this text, it is about the bringing medicine to the market, right? You have ultimately you are going to sell the product in the market, right? And that is how medical writer is playing role into that. I am going to discuss with you that. So just imagine that you are a regulatory reviewer. Just switch your turn. You have 300-page CSR report in front of you. Data is good, and the treatment looks promising, but medical writer has presented the data poorly. The key findings are buried and some conclusions are not clear. Would you approve this NDA application? Because that is how this application will be coming your way if you are, say, DCGI, FDA, EMA, right? So will you prove if the document is not clear? The answer is no, because the regulators, they give you three options: either no, either yes, or maybe, right? And in maybe you have to do more research, right? Or you have to answer more questions. So when any treatment comes to the market, a big credit goes to the medical writers. right? Because there is a real fight. Once the clinical study is over, you and in your competitor who can reach market first, that is in the hands of a medical writer. That is one aspect. Second, when you are writing your initial document like a protocol, even your ICF, even your IV, right, investigator brochure, how fast you can do these things, how good you can do these things, that is going to determine the success of your clinical trial, right? So that is so before planning part, and finally at the time of sharing the result is the importance of a medical writer. So medical writing is not about writing, it is using your scientific understanding to present the information correctly, accurately, concisely, right, and for different audience. So medical writing is more about accuracy. It is more about scientific accuracy. I can't say that this treatment is working. This is invalid statement. There is no facts. This treatment is effective by 90%. I have to give a number, evidence. So that is where medical writing is a different from your content writing and your literature writing. Because we as a medical writer, we are always talking about evidences and science. And when you say that evidences, science, that make it easier also. Now you may be wondering why I'm saying like this, because mostly when I speak about medical writing, people get scared. They said that, oh, writing is not my cup of tea, because we as a science student, we are not taught in that way. We are never taught a grammar. We don't study literature, right? So why I'm saying the easier, because we have always set template. I'm just trying to address your fears, so we have already set templates, like where the introduction will go, where the goals will go, where the background information will go, how we will be addressing the gaps, and we write in easy language. We do not want to prove our vocabulary here. Medical writing is not for that. It is more speaking about the evidences, clearly presenting the information, right? And of course, our regulators, because they are the one who are going to give you the license to sell a drug in the market. No one else is going to give you, right? So the regulators, they are the license providers. So if you are not giving them information on a time, they can cancel your license. Scientific integrity, as I told you, we always speak about evidence. Clarity in our writing, it's not like we are going round and round what we want to say. No, we talk very straightforward. We, as a medical writer, we always talk in an active voice, single simple sentences. We don't want to prove our high class English. No, this is not English writing contest. It's more about how clearly, easily we can write. You can see, I am also not very good in English, but I am good in science. That I can clearly see. So if you have that, you are good in science, you can be good medical writer. And now these days, because of AI, these small problems have gone away, because we can use tools. So the major writings fields, regulatory writing. Just try to understand by the name. Regulatory means which is under law. Correct? Someone is regulating. There are rules. So now easily you can understand what is your protocol, investigator brochure, all your CSR, narratives, all is falling under regulatory writing. Any document, any file which we are submitting to the regulatory body, that will fall under the regulatory writing. Easy, simplest language. Scientific and publication writing are journals, right? Now, out of all writings, the easiest one is this, regulatory one. And the highest number of positions are also there. But in the most of the pharma companies, these are the two functions they exist: regulatory, scientific writing. These are the two functions they exist, like but the regulatory one is the biggest one always. If you have an interest, you are very good to write a metadata, you are very good to write to review article, you can choose to be a scientific or a publication writer, right? Medical communication, now you have a very good product, in the market. Say example, now recently, that most of weight management drugs in the market, and there is a lot of competition also there, right? So they also, who prescribe the drug, pharma company, say example, pharma company, they discovered it. They discovered it. Now in the market, who prescribe it? Are physicians, are doctors, right? So how these doctors or healthcare professional, they will come to know. You have to communicate them. They can't read 300 CSR. Can they read? No, they do not have time. They will say, simplify about me, right? For me. So then here is another job opportunity also. Maybe a talk for a different time, medical science liaison. It is very effective. But other than that, you make a slide decks for them, you make a brochures for them, small, easy, understandable, so that they can understand. Educational and patient facing writing. Educational is more an academic side, but patient facing writing, I will say, I want to address this more. It is gaining lot of attention. Even our new GCP revised is, they are also saying, what is they are saying in R3, what they said, be patient focused, keep patient in center. So now they're saying, okay, you have written a protocol, but this is scientific document. Can your mom, dad, or a neighbor can understand? Answer is no. So they are saying that write this protocol summary in a language, in a plain language, you can say, plain language, so that a person who doesn't have a scientific background, they can understand. So patient can understand, right? So this is more, I will give the credit goes to this European Union. They are the pioneers when it comes to healthcare rules, not FDA. Always look at the European guidelines, they are the pioneers. So they brought in this new documentation. And this is gaining a lot of attention. And if you go to these, pharma company pages, you will see that patient language writers, lay summary writers, you will find the job roles like this. Not only that, now in pharma company, they are also setting a function, patient, you can say that patient advocacy functions. This department earlier it was not. Now few couple of top pharmas, they started setting this function. But why I'm telling you, because they are also writing they need as a function, right? Okay, so regulatory writing, as I told you, when any document we give for a drug approval, you done your phase 3, now you have to do your NDA application, correct? And you need any document for submission of this, that is falls under regulatory writing. And this NDA application also, I sometimes students get confused. They go in a multiple packages. Like suppose once first they want to take a permission in US, they will file NDA application there. Now they come to India, they again will file application to India. Maybe they do some additional trial on our population. Suppose example, they want to go to Japan, they will submit another package. Maybe they have done another phase 3 trial on that indigenous population. So in theory, we always see 1, 2, 3 phases. But in reality, the moment it get approved in across territories, you will end up like 12 to 15 clinical trials. So by I'm telling you, even for one medicine get into market in different territories, you end up developing 15-20 protocols. And then 15-20 CSRs. Can you imagine the amount of work? And because of this AI, now, because molecule was never a problem for pharma. Molecule was never ever a problem for pharma. What was the problem? Testing was the problem. That it was taking 10 years, 12 years. But now because of AI, they have fastened the things. And because of this is ripple effect, right? Because of this, they are doing more trials. That means they need more writers to write these documents. Basically, they become more ambitious, right? So clinical writing is same your medical writing, but only I have mentioned it like this because now you see many literature, they are also calling it clinical writing because it is for a clinical trials, but it is same, correct? Scientific and publication writing, every pharma has this function, right, where they publish articles. Now if you see, suppose example, we have done a phase 1 trial, we have a written CSR, but this CSR audience is regulatory body, correct? That's why it is a regulatory document. But how about our scientific community? How we will communicate to them? Then we have to publish paper, at least 2-3 paper. For one goal, one paper they can write. That depends on the what you say strategy of any pharma company. Then who write all these papers? You are scientific and publication team. Of course, author can be your investigator, correct? But there is a team in the background who is writing these papers. That is scientific and publication writing. And what will be the source document for this? Your CSR. Medical communication and marketing and patient education. You, as I told you, medical science liaison job is, growing at very high speed, because this is also where pharma companies seeing that the bridge, we have made a very promising drug. Now how about who is going to work a bridge between pharma company and a healthcare providers? And not only that, suppose here is a sponsor, your pharma, and here is a healthcare provider. Now healthcare provider are connected to patient, correct? And now patient these days are very smart. It's not like our parents' generation. They are very smart. They also have their demand that we want painless things. This is not working for me. This is giving me inconvenience, right? So who is taking this feedback to back to a sponsor? It is going by medical science license only. So if you are like very much that I want to interact with healthcare providers, doctors, nurses, and I also want to work with sponsors, this is very good role for you guys. Read more about it. And you are all medical education content you are developing for your healthcare professionals. Patient information leaflets, one easiest example, you see at time of COVID, they used to tell us what will happen if I'm doing this, how I should be washing my hand, how I should be covering my nose. Have you checked the language of that? It is so easy. Who developed that? Our writers are behind it. If you go today on ICMR web page, you go to WHO web page, there are many question answer content. Question answer, question answer. This is written by the medical writers. And health related web pages, promotional material also, always worked by in a medical communication. This is also very interesting field. So if you see your role in a drug development cycle, it starts from your preclinical discovery phase. Then it goes to your phase 1, phase 2, data analysis, regulatory submission. Because suppose example, you have written a CSR. Now you are submitting your NDA application. You have to write and summaries also in different template. Labeling also, right? And post marketing, PSUR and all that. So you have a role end to end. And medical writing is, it's very interesting career. You learn a lot in this. This is one career I find very fascinating, that every other day you are learning new things, right? All right, so I am skipping few things because this is very obvious. How is the growth? I am focusing in India only as of now because our we are in India, and most of people, the first jobs we will be getting here. And of course, if you get opportunity outside India, that is wonderful. So currently, we are expecting this growth over 12%, right? I will tell you the other things also why we are expecting this much of a growth. So I can give you idea later. Okay, so now this is why I wanted to tell you that how it is a good time for you to work in a pharma space or regulatory writing, not only regulatory writing, even over a clinical research. One is we are in very different space. We are getting new regulations almost every other day. Because why we are having a new regulation? Because they have to protect public. So if there are issues are coming to protect the public, they're bringing new regulations. And pharma is growing faster than ever post COVID because people become very much aware about health. So now you see, if you see FDA, IMA, GCP, even FDA I have covered, they all brought the regulations in 25-26. All are working on new regulations in 25-26, right? You know that. And even Declaration of Helsinki got revised. So because of new regulation, we need new document. Like as I given you example, plain language summaries. If you see 6 years back, this was not even there. There was no such demand for plain language summaries. My whole department, clinical trial transparency, most of the regulations are after 2018 only. If you go back 2016-17, pharma company was not having a clinical trial transparency department or function. It is under medical writing only. So because of new regulation, new opportunities are also there. Even our DCJ, they also have revised the regulations. Now another thing is there is a growth in India. One factor is you should give lot of credit to your seniors because they have worked very well in this field, and they brought up, because they worked very well in this field, they brought a lot of business to India. How all the pharma companies, they are trying to open GCC in our country, global capability centers. So and they have a bigger capacities like 1500, 2000, 2500 every, because they are more, GCC is like a service providing function of any pharma company, like, and especially our South India is getting lot many GCCs. Now recently, yesterday I was reading Takeda, they are also opening GCC in Bangalore. You know, Merck is already there, GSK is already there, Helion is also already there, right? If you go to Hyderabad, you have Amazon, you have BMS, you have Sanofi, you have many GCCs. Novartis, the story started with Novartis only. Eli Lilly is also bringing their GCC in. They already have a GCC in Bangalore, right? So all the big pharmas, they have in form of GCC in India. Because this is like earlier their teams were in Europe and US, that all team is sitting now in India, correct? So that means there are lot many growth, or you can say job role opportunities for you. But the only, there are certain things is needed from you also, huh? That we need to work on our skills. I am always working. Still now I am working on my skills. We also have to build ourselves within, the modern technology, you can say. You learn AI, you learn how to use AI. You should know your, these analytic tools like Power BI, simple as it is, right? That how you can utilize these, play around with these tools, work on summaries, work on small projects so that you can add into your CVs. So these days, the only thing is degree is not enough for you to get into a call. Add, update something different, unique on your CV. Okay, so this is last slide for you. This is the market growth. On an average, even if you consider this is where we are standing, so which is very promising. The only thing is, if you have already have one very good thing with you is that degree. That's brilliant because you know the science. Now add few skills, additional certificates in your CV. Read the job descriptions. Read the job descriptions, what they're asking, and update your CV accordingly. And before any interview, just prepare yourself very, very well, right? So with this, I just want to wish you very good luck, right? Medical writing is a brilliant career if you want to start in this field, because it's a career for a life and it pays very well. So even at some point in your life you wanted to say that I want to work as a freelance, this is the field where you can do this, right? So that's all from my side, Dr. Ajit. And back to you, Tanvi. Yeah, our host is Tanvi. She's the
Thank
in
you,
charge,
sir.
right?
Thank you, Sarabhi. Yes, she's the in charge. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting the importance of medical, scientific, regulatory writing and sharing your guidance with us as well. We will now proceed to our next session with Dr. Shivani Desai on career opportunities in clinical research and pharmacovigilance. Dr. Shivani Desai is a clinical research and medical affairs leader with over 16 years of experience in biologics, vaccines, and translational research. She currently serves as Assistant General Manager in Clinical Development and has built expertise spanning clinical development, medical affairs, scientific communications, regulatory strategy, and evidence generation. Ma'am, we welcome you and invite you to begin your session. Yes. 1 second. I think we need to give you host access. 1 second. I've unmuted you for now. Yes,
Oh,
you have
yes, yes, yes.
yes.
Please, 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 please.
Tanvi, Ajit, I have another login. Can you please allow me there as well?
Mhm. Okay, 1 second. Let us see.
It's with my name.
Yes, 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 yes. Please go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Thanks. I'll just share my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see it full screen?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, it
ma'am.
is visible.
Yes.
Please go
All
ahead.
right. And if there is any network issue or if you lose my connection, please let me know because I am having bad network.
Surely, surely, please.
Great. So to start with, today I'll be speaking on the career opportunities, specifically in the field of clinical research and pharmacovigilance. Okay. So quickly, I'll just go through the session objectives. Like basically, we'll be seeing what is clinical research, what is pharmacovigilance, and how fit you guys fit into, how well you fit into the sectors of clinical research and pharmacovigilance. Then what are the diverse roles as well as the functions and the career paths in both these domains? A very overview I'll be giving today. But later on, if you want to connect to me, I'll be sharing my email ID with you. And apart from that, we'll be seeing some of the skills which are needed. Actually, in fact, Sarab has already covered those skills. So if time permits, we'll go through it. Otherwise, we can skip that. Fine. And what are the new opportunities, like given the AI coming into the role and with the real world evidence and the decentralized trials, etc. All these things also will be covering up in a summary, as a summary of the session. So now, why clinical research and pharmacovigilance? Apart from like the whatever is written on the slide, the first thing is it should be your interest. So you need to choose the career where you can sustain for a very long time. It is like many people will tell you that you can go for this, you can go for that. Like, but if you are not interested in a particular field, I don't think you can go long in that. So always choose, forget about what is happening in the world, because if you are best at what you are doing, you can survive in any situation or any company or any role, I can say, right? So, if you are interested in clinical research and pharmacovigilance, then why you can choose this is because, see, nowadays this clinical trials is at a big fast track right now in India as well as overall in the world as well. Before 20 years, when I was studying as a graduate student, that time itself we were taught that India is becoming a boom for the clinical research. Now, after 20 years, you already know, because you have a lot of access to, apart from internet, you have like a lot of access to the study materials and all the podcasts which are happening, all the papers which are publishing. So you can see like there are so many new clinical trials. Only in the year of 2024, there were more than 18,000 trials just in India, I'm talking, which are registered in the CTRI. Then the market value is also very high when it comes to clinical research and PV. It is more than, or approximately, I can say 2 billion USDs. As well as the market compound annual growth is also increasing. Market compound annual growth rate means at what rate the market is increasing for this particular field. So at the rate is per year, right? So it is every year approximately 8% hike is seen in this area. So there are various career advantages as well, because a lot of, as Sarab has already told, that she also gave a lot of examples of the pharma companies which have come up in India. And plus, just not the pharma, even the biotech companies are emerging like anything. To support the pharma and the biotech companies, CROs are increasing. So, and at the entry level, you can always look for the roles which are in CROs, because there easily the entry you will get. You get yourself trained there, and then you can move to other big pharma companies. Apart from the CROs and the pharma and the biotech roles, you can also have very good roles in as regulator. That can be in the Indian government, as well as, of course, academia, which has always been very close to my heart. That is always a area where you can go. You can join academics, you can join the colleges, medical college, pharma colleges, and there also you can do you can take up clinical research as your domain, because even the pharma colleges are doing a lot of clinical trials in collaboration with the bigger companies, as well as for their own colleges and as well as for their own hospitals as well. So apart from these, the big advantages now, because the world is being connected very easily, the global mobility. Anywhere in the world. So you can sit here in India and work for any other company, any other country's company. Or else if your family is shifting somewhere else, you can go to some other country and still work for an Indian company, right? So because of the global mobility, clinical research is a sector where you can actually work from any part of the globe. The drug development life cycle, even this, I won't go in detail for this slide, because Sarah already covered about the phases of the clinical trial. So after the drug discovery is done, preclinical research is done. Preclinical research is what is done in the lab, in vitro, and the in vivo studies which are done on the animals. After the preclinical research, clinical phases will start. And once the phase 3 is over, regulatory approval is needed. In India, it comes from CDSU. The DCGI office will give the approval to your product, and then comes the post-marketing studies. Now, where you will fit as a clinical researcher, that is the middle part, the light green shades, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. It is not restricted only to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. This is the area where maximum job opportunities are available for clinical research. Okay. And for PV, red part, the last one, right? Apart from clinical research and pharmacovigilance, you also, even if you go for this career option, you can still work in the drug discovery phase. You can also work in the preclinical research laboratories, and also you can become a part of the regulatory team, right? Okay, this quickly I want to go through the definitions. I won't say definition, the meaning in one sentence of what is clinical research and pharmacovigilance. So you all know about it, but just a brush up for you. So clinical research basically means generating the evidence that a product is safe and effective. Means you have to do the trials first in the lab, then on the animals, then on the humans, right? So that is, you are generating the evidence that whatever drug is developed, or whatever vaccine or whatever molecule is developed, that product is effective, and more importantly, it is safe for the human use. Pharmacovigilance, it is basically focused on the safety part of the product, and this Pharmacovigilance is a continuous monitoring. It is not like for clinical research, phase 3, after phase 3, it will stop. It may go to phase 4 also, but then it will stop. But the pharmacovigilance is a continuous process. Till the time the product is there in the market for for whatever number of years, pharmacovigilance of those products is important, right? And it is basically generating the real world evidence. Now, what are the options? We won't go much into detail about what you will do in these things, but in one sentences, I'll try to explain you that what are the options you can take if you join clinical research. So basically, clinical research, when we talk, we just say it is about the clinical trials. But in that one trial of one product, so many sub-teams are involved. So many people are involved in that. So you can become any one of these. You can maybe become any one of these, or maybe you can participate in different roles in the same team, right? So it starts with protocol and study design. So you have to design first of all, you can be involved in the designing of the study as well as in the writing of the protocol and reviewing of the protocol. Then that protocol is submitted for the approval to the CDSU, which is the Indian National Agency, which will give the approvals for any human clinical trial. After the protocol is approved, you have to start the operations part. So that is called clinical operations. In clinical operations, there are various sections. First, you have to select the site and you have to initiate the site. That is called site selection and site initiation. After the site is approved by the sponsor company or by the company for which you are working for, after that, you have to start with the patient recruitment. So basically, the CRAs, the clinical research associates, will do these activities, of course, in the guidance of the senior people, and then the monitoring will be started. Once the trial is over, I mean, whatever the drug is, whatever the vaccine or the product or the drug which is given to the patients, to the participants, once the data is collected, then comes the data management part. Because from single trial, there is a huge data which is being collected. So data management is again another section where you can master yourself. Then comes the review process. Once the data is collected, then somebody has to review that data, and somebody has to review the safety also. So there is a medical review team, there is a medical safety team who will be responsible for medical review and safety demonstration. Plus biostatistics. Biostatistics is again involved right from the designing of the protocol till you write the final reports, because statistics is something which will be needed at every stage of your trial. So here in clinical research, you can become a biostatistician. Biostatistician means you have the knowledge about the statistics as well as you understand the science behind the products. After all the review is done, after your report is made, then you have to go for the regulatory submissions, right? For regulatory submission, you have to prepare the dossier and then submit that dossier to the CDSU team. After that, whatever the meetings are going on, they will approve the product. If they have any queries, they'll come back to you. Okay, that process will go on. Once it is done, once the product is approved, then you can publicly announce that your product is approved for so-and-so disease or prevention or cure, right? So for that, you need to write something, right? You cannot go on the TV and announce this. So you have to write the publication. There comes the medical writing team. Medical writing team, along with writing the publications, they are also involved in writing the protocols and writing the CSR. CSR means clinical study report. Clinical study report means the final report which is made after the trial is over. And then comes the most important part, that is the quality and compliance. Because some team should be there who will take care that all these things are going on as per the guidelines, right? So here, you can become a part of the medical writing, which writes the protocol, which makes the study design, which writes the CSR, and also write the regulatory documents as well as the publications. Second, you can be a part of the clinical operations team. Third, you can become a part of the data management team. Fourth, biostatistician. And fifth, quality and compliance person, right? So these are the various things or various departments where you can get involved. This is the same thing, so I'll just skip. These are the career options which I just told you about. These 8 are the major career options which you can opt for if you go into clinical research. Then this is the career progression. Like you will join as a CTA, that is a clinical trial assistant, or a clinical research coordinator. That is a minimum position from where you can start with. That is an entry level job. Again, it is very good if you can get into a sponsor company, but along with trying for the sponsor companies, you should first tap the CROs, because CROs have lot of requirements for these positions. Okay. Here on the right hand side of the screen, the number of years of experience needed and indicative salary. It is a tentative salary, okay, which I have got from Glassdoor and other online websites. So you have to tap the CROs. Again, if you crack the sponsor company, nothing like it, but you have to tap the CROs. There the entry will be easy for you. Okay. Once you get some experience from these roles, as CTA, CRC, or clinical research associate, then you can go up in the ladder, becoming a senior CRA or a lead CRA, right? Then comes the managerial positions, then senior project managers, then comes the associate director's position, and then comes the director position. Again, for all the companies, this can be again further divided into sub roles, but major roles are this, right? This is your career progression. This is basically true for the majority of the Indian companies and the global firms also. Next comes the pharmacovigilance. So here, pharmacovigilance means it is the science and activity which governs or which overviews and which is concerned with the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention. So first you have to detect the adverse reactions. You have to assess why the adverse reactions are happening, because of what drug, whether it is because of a drug or because of some concomitant medications, or it is unrelated to your product. Okay, that assessment is very important. Then you have to understand why it is happening, and then you have to see whether it is preventable or not preventable, right? So these are the basic core objectives of a person who is a part of a pharmacovigilance team. Again, the career opportunities for you in the pharmacovigilance team, these are the various options. First, you can start as a case processing person. You can be a part of the medical review team. Signal detection. The signal detection means you have to associate yourself with as a person who will be able to detect what is the reason behind all these areas happening. Aggregate reporting team is there. Aggregate reporting means you would have heard about PSUR and PEBRAR, right? So this PSUR, PEBRAR, they are a part of aggregate reporting team. They are the people. They are the people who will report all the safety concerns and as a case study, and they will assess the whole reason behind this and also write it in a way that the layman can also understand. You can be a part of a risk management team, PV compliance, safety database. Again, these are the overview which I am just sharing today. But if you have interest in any one of these, maybe we can discuss later over LinkedIn. You can connect, or email ID also I'll be providing. Because it is like, if we talk about pharmacovigilance, full 1 hour will be needed. In fact, Dr. Ajit also, conducts a lot of courses on pharmacovigilance. So maybe from there also you can see, or maybe we can connect later. Now, till now we just spoke about what are the career options and what is the hierarchy involved in the clinical research as well as in the pharmacovigilance. Now comes what are the skill sets which are needed. Okay, it was divided into 3 skill sets. One is technical, that is your subject matter knowledge. Second is digital, because everything digital digital knowledge, digital skills are required nowadays. And the third is professional skills or soft skills. Means how you behave, what is your behavior, how is your behavior with your peers, with your juniors, with your seniors, right? So all these 3 things will be evaluated. Technical, digital, you can learn, but I would say you should really work on the soft skills, right? Because that will keep you going. You can crack the interview with your technical expertise, you can crack the interviews with your digital skills, but if you are not good with your professional skills or your professional etiquettes, big companies may not tolerate these kind of things, right? Now, how to break into the industry? Like this is a slide which I think is important for you at this moment, because see, career options you can just Google out, or maybe I can share the slides also with you. So you can just see like what are the career options, but like from where to start. Okay. So first is you have to understand the ecosystem. How the first part about how you break into the industry is you have to understand the ecosystem. Means you have to study the whole drug development life cycle. Okay, theory, this I'm talking about. So you have to understand the whole ecosystem. After understanding, you should understand that what is your area of interest. Okay, whether it is clinical operations, whether it is clinical development, whether it's pharmacovigilance, medical writing, all that those 8 options I showed, right? So what is your interest? You need to choose that track. It is not important that if you choose something now, you cannot switch later. It is okay. I myself have changed a lot of options in my career. But at least you should be clear that what you want at this moment. You can take some experience. If you don't like it, move. Don't stay at the place where you don't like the work. If you don't like the company, it's okay. There is no problem. If you don't like the people, that is also okay. You are not going to stay here for your lifetime with them, right? But if you don't like your work, you cannot survive, right? So you have to like your work. Salary will follow. That is 100% sure, right? So choose your track, choose your domain, choose the thing which is of your interest. Then on that domain, build the knowledge. That particular thing, today you feel that you are interested in pharmacovigilance, for example. So you build the domain knowledge, you become the domain expert. Technically, theoretically, I'm talking. Okay. Once you become theory expert, you are also working in that area. So you are getting a lot of practical exposure and you can build your technical, practical expertise also. Correct? To start with, for you as students, you are just entering the industry, you can take up the internships with CROs right now or the pharma companies, right? That is the best way to get into the industry. Then next is build an industry CV. Sarah, madam already covered this. She has told like you're for all your, like if you are applying for clinical operations and pharmacovigilance both. For example, if like entry level, you can apply for multiple roles, right? So if you are applying, if you are making one CV for all the roles, that won't help, right? So if you are applying for clinical operations, your CV should talk clinical operations, that your interest should talk clinical operations. If you are applying for pharmacovigilance, for medical writing, then you have to make your CV, use such keywords which will actually make your CV look like what you're interested in, right? And of course, network and apply. So networking means like today we are meeting here, right? So like usually this happens whenever such conferences or workshop happens, the following days, like following 1 week or 2 weeks, we'll start getting requests from the students. They will start getting connected. That is networking. You start getting connected with the people around, with the senior people around through LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is such a platform which will actually help you a lot in connecting with the experts. So you can start doing that networking. And then once you start getting in touch with the people, then you start applying. And again, for applications on LinkedIn, a very common mistake I come across, lot of people will address, dear sir. See, they know my profile picture is there. I look like a lady. My name is a female name. Okay. Okay. Name to we can ignore because many people have like many gender neutral names are there. But at least you can see the picture, right? So why this is happening is because somebody would have made a common message, same copy pasting to everybody. Okay. That will not work. Usually people will not reply to such messages. Your message should be very personalized. You have to work on your messages. Okay, this is not a WhatsApp chat or an Instagram forward. You have to work on your messages. Suppose you're sending it to me, you should talk to me about what my background is. Like you should ask me questions on my background, right? If you like, I work in clinical development department. So you cannot ask me, I mean, you can, but then I'm just saying you cannot just assume that I'll be knowing everything about pharmacovigilance, though it is a part of clinical research, right? If you're asking some questions to Sharab madam, you already know she is an expert of clinical trial transparency and writing, right? So you have to ask her, you have to portray her questions accordingly, right? So thus network and apply is very important, okay? We can skip this, okay? Now with coming up of the new things like AI, everybody is talking AI, right? Artificial intelligence. So with coming up with artificial intelligence, then real world evidence. Real world evidence means collecting the data from different parts, from the reality of the, from the trials or from the clinics or from the registries. That is collecting the real world evidence. Then something new has come up, which is called precision medicine. Precision medicine means one medicine will not work for everything, right? Here, the genomics and the proteomics comes into the picture. So now, lot of diseases, for a lot of diseases, scientists are making precision medicines. Like one vaccine will not work for all the type of Alzheimer's patient, because now development of vaccine for Alzheimer is also going on, right? There are different.
Dr. Shivani, sorry
Yeah,
to
we are
interrupt.
done.
You have to
Yeah,
concise. You have to
yeah,
concise now.
fine, fine. So
Yes.
coming up with all this AI and precision medicine, decentralized trials are there. So all this global development which is happening, you have to be up to date with these sections, right? Again, there's the same thing, so I won't go into detail. Learn, apply, network, demonstrate, and grow. It is self-explanatory. You have to learn first, technically, theoretically, start applying, and keep networking. Even after 16 years, I keep networking with people. Even after 50 years, you have to keep networking with people, right? Demonstrate yourself for the role wherever you're joining, and keep growing. So that is it. This is the email is there, and the LinkedIn is also there. Maybe Sir Ajit Sir can share it with you later.
Yes.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shivani. Thank you. There are some questions for you, if you can take it.
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah. From Grija.
Where is it? Chat, yeah.
Should I read them out?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Girija is asking, ma'am, as a fresher in the field of pharmacovigilance, what are the important things that one must know to enter in the industry of pharmacovigilance?
Okay. So for that, see, pharmacovigilance, okay, there was one slide. Dr. Ajit, I'll share the slide with you. Maybe you can share with the students, that is okay. So there was one slide which I skipped actually. There are some certifications which are there. Okay. So you can, along with your whatever studies you're doing, your graduation, post-graduation, you can also start doing some certifications there. Along with that, you can also start reading about the what are the basics of pharmacovigilance, because there are a lot of courses which are happening on pharmacovigilance. Even CliMed is organizing, I guess, Dr. Ajit, right? So apart from that, there are like a lot of pharmacovigilance courses are there. Some of the courses are there from the government as well, right? So that also, maybe I can share the link
Yes.
later. Yeah. Okay. Then you can share it with them.
Even PVPI is
Yeah,
organizing
PVPI,
the
yes, yeah.
PVPI is organizing the courses and the trainings. They give the internship also. We
Oh,
have all
okay.
the diplomas and courses, but you can even try in PVPI. They also
PVPI
give some
and
internship.
Uppsala monitoring also is there.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that also
Absolutely.
provides. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
We have one more question by
Sure,
Varun.
Dante. Yeah.
Is CRC experience gained during the PharmD degree considered as relevant experience by employers, or would we still need to start as CRC after completing PharmD?
Yeah, they have to start at a position of CRC after completing PharmD also.
No, see, degree, when you're doing a degree, you do whatever, it just considers as your a skill, not experience. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, but we have one
Right.
more question. I think we'll take just this last question. How can we combine AI with clinical research?
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. I think in the last conference we did this topic, right, Dr. Rajiv? Yeah. So AI is a tool. Okay. So specifically for the clinical trial design and specifically for medical writing. For these two sectors in the clinical research department, AI is being used a lot. Again, I myself am getting trained from the course which is given by CliMed about AI, right? So from there I am learning. So that same thing I'm telling you to the student who has asked, that AI is just a tool. Okay. You have to learn like what all tools are there. There are some subscriptions are there for some of the tools, but yes, in designing part and the medical writing part, these are the two areas where you can actually make use of the artificial intelligence. Even for designing the preclinical trials also.
Okay. Thank
Tell
you,
me if
Dr.
there are any
Prasad.
questions, because time is not there. So if there are
Yeah,
any
we'll
other
take them
questions, you
at
can
the end.
end
Yes,
if
Yes,
I
yes,
may
Dr.
not
and
be
if
Shivani.
there, you
time
can email it.
permits.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Dr.
Thank
Shivani,
you.
thank you very much. You can, no problem. You can, drop off, Dr. Shivani. That's perfectly fine. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you,
you.
Dr. Desai, for explaining the
Have a great
opportunities and
journey. Bye bye. Have a great journey. Bye bye.
the professional scope in clinical research and pharmacovigilance. Our next session will be delivered by Ms. Charanjit Kaur Ahuja, who will discuss medical coding careers, skills, certification, and industry opportunities. She is currently a senior manager at Coro Health and has more than 10 years of experience in the US healthcare industry and has expertise in the field of medical coding. Ma'am, I invite you to please take the session forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanvi, for a beautiful introduction. So hi everyone. My introduction part is already covered, so I do not have anything else to add into my introduction. So Tanvi, I just have a one request for you. Can you share the presentation?
Yes, that's not a problem. Can you please
As
email the
One
presentation if
second,
that's
one
possible?
second. I think,
Yeah.
yes, yes, sir. Just now, wait for a second. Wait for a moment.
Yes, yes.
Then we just see whatever is written in the message also, no?
Okay, one second.
डॉक्टर यस
in
चरणजीत
the
आप स्टार्ट
mean,
कर सकते हो, आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हो,
yeah.
कोई बात नहीं, तब तक
Yes.
वो चेक करते हैं.
So until unless let me in time. So what I'm going to talk about is medical coding. So as I'm into the medical coding since last 10 years, earlier I was working into the RCM. Yeah. So earlier I was working into the RCM and I'm into the medical coding from last 10 years. I saw there are so many candidates, so many students who are still not aware about the medical coding as an medical coding is a part of the RCM cycle where we have to work for the US as well as now we have this opportunity in the India too because we have the Ayushman Bharat. So in the medical coding, what we have to do, we have to read the whole documentation and convert the whole documentation into the codes, universal codes, and that codes are already approved by the WHO. So everything is approved, everything we have isn't predefined. So we have to read the complete documentation and we have to convert all the documentation into the medical codes. And the question is why we have to do that. We need to do that because in the US everything is paid by the insurance, and now in the India too, we users and public have the insurance cards from Max, Apollo. There are certain insurance companies or the payers who can provide us the insurance, and we have to pay the premium, and then we have to claim our coverage. So when we claim our coverage in India, we have to send them the reports or the department which will send the documentation to the insurance, and they will send the claim to the insurance. But in the US, we have to send the claim. The claim need to send by the coders. So this is some network issue.
या चरणजीत आप ना वीडियो ऑफ कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इट्स फाइन.
Thank you so much. Ajit, I need a moment. I think there is some issue. I have to pick a call. Give me a second, huh?
Surely, surely.
Okay, there we go. So yes, we were talking about the process that why we need to do the medical coding. So in US, every claim needs to send a review by the medical coder, and then we will, as a coder, we will send the claims to the insurance. So that is a completely electronic method. We don't need to go to the payers, and we don't need to send a paper claims. So everything is in an electronic. So we will work on the ERAs, EOBs, or electronic EHAs, EHRs, So we have to review the documentation through that. So till now, is I'm able to explain the medical coding because I does not have the PPT. That's only I'm asking this question. Are you guys aware now that what the medical coding is? Any answers? Any questions? Okay, no. So let me explain one more time. Okay, I saw one comment that no. So let me explain one more time. So medical coding is we have to go through with the medical documentation of the patient, and we have to convert the documentation into the medical codes. That's all medical coding is. Clear?
Ma'am, is
Now,
this slide visible?
perfect. Now I got the answer.
Yes.
Yes, thanks, Tanvi. So, as this in this session, I have to explain the careers of the medical coding and what skills and certifications are required in this field. So, this presentation is about that. So, Tanvi, can you? Yeah. So, in the first tab, this is a part of the RCM services. So, RCM known as a revenue cycle management. I know this is very deep, but just an overview. RCM is revenue cycle management. So this is a cycle which has been created to help the providers, means the doctor, to get the reimbursement for the services which they have been provided to the patient. So as a part of the RCM cycle, we have to help the doctors to get the payment or the amount for any procedure, any surgery, any injection, or any X-rays, or anything which has been provided by the doctor to get the money for that services. So that's all the medical coding is. Tani, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay. So in the medical coding, we have three set of codes: ICD, CPT, and the SCPCS. We will use ICD, the ICD manual or the code set from the ICD to represent the diagnosis. ICD stands for International Classification of Disease. Then we go back to the first slide, please. Okay, you can see here. These are three set of codes. The first one is ICD, followed by the CPT, and then SCPCS. So ICD stands for International Classification of Disease, and we use this manual to code the diagnosis only. So whatever the diagnosis, whatever the condition patient have, we will code from this manual. This manual is approved by the WHO, and with the conjunction with the CMS. CMS is Center for Medicare and Medicaid Systems. So that's a different entity from the US. AHIMA, American Health Associations. So those are the different entity which help WHO to develop the ICD-10-CM. So there are multiple versions of the ICD-10-CM. We are not going to talk about that here. So to represent the disease, we have to follow the ICD-10-CM manual. Next, we have CPT. CPT stands for Current Procedural Terminology. As it mentioned, current procedural. So whatever procedure doctor is doing, we have to use a code from CPT manual. All these three are manual. In the medical coding, we don't need to build any code. Everything is predefined in these three manuals: ICD, CPT, and SCPCS. So SCPCS is the last manual, and with the help of SCPCS, we will represent the supplies which has been provided to the patient. Supplies, wheelchair, injection vials, or splints, castings. These supplies, to build these supplies, we have to use a code from the SCPCS. So, in brief, we can say that for medical coding, we need to have the knowledge of these three manuals. We need to know about the guidelines which is written in these three manuals. Then only we can do the medical coding. Okay. Any question in this slide? Any doubts? Okay, perfect. Let's move further. Then we move to the next. Move this one. Move to the next one. Okay. Now, importance of medical quota, that why we have to do the medical quota. First, it will impact the reimbursement of the doctor. So whatever we will send into the claim, the procedure code, the diagnosis code, whatever we will send, if it will got denied, then it will affect the providers, means doctor reimbursement. So as a medical coder, we will help the doctor to ensure that we are accurately billing the procedures, the diagnosis, and accurately representing the whole patient story to the insurance with the help of codes. So the first thing, why we need the medical coder, because we have to represent the accurate billing. We cannot leave any codes because all reimbursements are based on the codes only. The second important thing, data analysis. As right now in the market, we have the RWE, we have the HEOR. So all these based on the analysis. I mean, the number of accounts, the number of patients who have the particular condition. So how we will determine that how many patients have this particular condition with the help of codes. So we have a database. Let's say I have a particular hospital, and I in my hospital, if I want to say that how many patients have the hypertension, but what I will do, I will search a user filter and see that how many patients I have used I10 as an code. So if I will see that I have used 1,000 times as an I10 for a number of patients, so I can say that in my patient itself, hypertension is a primary condition which we have to treat. So for data analysis also we have to take a help from the medical code. Next, better patient care. As doctor does not need to do the coding and fill the claim, we have to do that. So doctor can focus on the patient care and supporting and paying the reimbursement. Okay. Next part is clinical documentation improvement. Very important part. CDI. Nowadays, we have a separate department for the CDI. CDI is a department where, as a coder, we will help our provider to provide the better specification or better classification of a particular condition. Let's say we receive a documentation where we are able to see that patient have the anemia, and we have some clinical indicators. With that, we are able to see that doctor patient have the aplastic anemia, but doctor just mentioned the anemia and he didn't classify it or specify the type of anemia. So we can help the doctor to determine or to ask to mention that particular classification, that particular specification in the documentation. So we will read the documentation, we will ask for the classification, for the letterality, for the specification from the doctor, so that doctor do the improvement or the amendment or the attach the documentation with the proper classifications. Next, facilitates reimbursement. So this is a very important and very basic for the medical coding thing, reimbursement. So we help the doctor to get the reimbursement for the services they have provided to the patient. Okay, that's all we have for the importance of the medical coder. Then we can move to the next one. Yes. Now, the scope of the medical coding, why we have to learn the medical coding, what is our benefit in that. So, our 80% of the US healthcare work are outsourced in the India itself. You can see this is a report from the Financial Express. So I have picked the sample or the article from that area. So there are total 80% of USA RCM work is outsourced to the India, and we are not able to fulfill their demand. So there is a 40% higher demand than supply, and we are not able to provide that much medical coder. Now the question is why they are outsourcing their work to the India. because in the India we have a efficient medical coders, knowledgeable medical coders, and we can work for them in $1,800 US dollars and 1,900 US dollar for FT. FT is a full-time employee. So we can work in the $1,800 or $1,900. Whereas if they will give their work to their coder, they will charge little extra per hourly basis. So that is one of the major reason that they are outsourcing their work to into India. And as we are getting $1,800 or $1,900, it's a basic amount for a particular FT. Then the salary of the particular coder in India after 3 or 4 years of the experience, we will get 1 lakh or 1.25 lakh. I have included few screenshot of from the Naukri.com for your reference so that you can understand that how much the requirement is and how we can enter into the medical coding field and what is their applications. So the medical coding scope. Tanvi, can you go to the next slide, please? And next one. Okay, these are the best companies in the industries. They have more than 50,000 of coders. So first number, Coro Health, then Omega Health, UHG. These companies are located in the Delhi NCR. Some are in the Mumbai. There are few in Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kerala. So these are the hubs, or Bangalore also. So these are the hubs of the medical coding, where we will get the number of company who will give you the opportunity to work as a medical coder, and all these are the MNCs. So multinational company, you will get the 2 days off. In the multinational company, you will get Saturday and Sunday off. So these are top 10 company. There are so many others, but these are the top 10. Next slide, Tanvi. Yeah, here we have the screenshot of the Naukri.com, which I have just clicked yesterday. Yeah, it's on this 26th. So you can see on the first, I have just and I opened the Naukri.com and mentioned medical coder. So I got these much of list. So there are total 39 jobs for the medical coding. And on the first slide, you can see experience required 0 to 5, and the salary minimum 4 lakh per annum, and the maximum is 9 lakh for the 5 years of experience. So they required some skills, like you can see ICD, CPT, SCPCS, which I have just briefly explained earlier. So these skills are literally required to enter into the field. You have to be a CPC certified to enter into the field. So you must have that much knowledge to enter into the field. So once you are CPC certified or you are going to join as a non-certified coder, Tanvi, can you move to the next slide, please? Yeah, these are few certification which we have to do in the medical coding. So CPC is a basic one which you need to enter into the field. Then we have CCA, CCS. So these are the next, we have the specialities. So based on the specialty, if you want to go to the specialty, whether you want to go into the cardiology specialty, anesthesia, ambulatory, pain management, these are the specialties. We have approximately 40 plus certifications in the medical coding field itself, where the CPC is a basic or CCS is a basic, and rest of the specializations. Next slide, Tanvi. These are the, again, specialties. So this list is not inclusive, where we do have few others, so that you can find into the AAPC, American Academy of Professional Coders website. Then we next slide. So as I have mentioned earlier, now we have the medical coding in the India too. So as you already aware that now we will get the Ayushman Bharat card and PMJ cards. So there are there will be some criteria to get this card. I'm not aware about that criteria as of now, but I have seen in the online that there is a hiring of the medical coders for the Ayushman Bharat, because with the Ayushman Bharat is a insurance kind of insurance card where we have to submit the claim, and when we submit the claim, we cannot directly send the reports because insurance company does not have that much time that they are going to review all the documentation, all the patient documentation. So what they are going to review, they are going to review your diagnosis, procedure codes, the 5-digit codes or 6-digit codes. So that will be electronically. You don't need to send the claim in the paper format. So everything will be electronically. So whenever we will work in an electronic manner, we need some codes to work in the electronic manner. So we will have the opportunities in the India too. Next slide. So this is a career growth in the RCM or in the medical coding. So again, first you have to join as an intern. If you are joining as a non-certified medical coder, you should join as an intern. Then we have an option for a junior medical coder. You can skip first part. If you are joining as an CPC certified, then you will not join as an intern. Then you have to join as a junior medical coder, a medical coder associate. So the first step is medical coder associate. So where you will work as an executive and do complete coding. Then second step is senior medical coder or somewhere SMEs. SME means subject matter experts. So third, after subject matter expert or senior medical coder, you will get this as position of senior medical coder after 2 years or sometimes 2.5 years. Then we have quality analyst. As a quality analyst, you have to review the work which is done by the junior medical coder and sometimes by the senior medical coder. Then we have group coordinator. Group coordinator, team leader, assistant manager, everyone comes under the same group. So sometimes it calls as a group leader, sometimes it calls as a team leader. After team leader, we have the assistant manager. And after assistant manager, we have the position of manager. Then after manager, we have the position of senior manager, senior manager, AGM, DGM, GM, then AD and senior AD, then VP and so on. So there are a number of positions. So I have just keep these 7 positions here. Then we next slide, please. Oh, this is about the academy. So we are already 5-star. We got a 5-star reviews for our academy. We are doing 100% live classes. Faculty is again more than 10 years of experience. We are doing the revision classes. We are doing all the mocks. We are providing the mocks. We are providing you the books and all related study material. So Tanvi, that's it. That's it from my end. Now we can do one thing. We can ask the questions from the persons. If they have any questions, they can ask here because I can see there is a very less time left.
Yes, guys. So you can ask the questions and see, as Charanjit has discussed very nicely about medical coding and about the course also. She takes the classes with us. She takes the classes separately as well. So, our course on medical coding is starting in September, where we train everyone on, CPC, for the CPC certificate also, and we give the training certificate as well. Okay, so you can just visit our website and check, and we have the diploma starting this week for pharmacovigilance, medical writing, regulatory affairs. So yeah, over to you, Tanvi. Feedback form is shared. So you can fill the feedback form by the time, guys. Okay. So over to you, Tanvi. Yeah. Thank you, Charan. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Everyone kindly note that the feedback form has been shared on the chat box. Till then, we will now move on to our next session. Thank you, Ms. Ahuja, for explaining the career opportunities in medical coding and the importance of certification and industry relevant skills. Now we move on to our next session, Career Pathways in Regulatory Affairs. For this, I would like to invite Ms. Priyanshi Mehta She completed her MPharm and is a drug regulatory affairs executive at Siddhant Life Sciences with more than 4 years of experience in CTD dossier preparation, regulatory operations, and global product registrations across EU, GCC, and other markets. She specializes in regulatory publishing, documentation, legalization, and tender WHO qualification support, and also serves as a regulatory affairs trainer and consultant with CliMed Research Solutions. Ma'am, we welcome you and we request you to begin your session. Thank you so much.
Hi, Tanvi. Thank you so much for the introduction. I'll just share my slide share with you
Yes.
all before we begin. Just give me a second.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I hope my slide is visible to everyone.
Yes, it's
Good evening to everyone who's joined with us. My name is Priyanshi, and Tanvi has given a good enough introduction for you to understand what I do. And for those of you who don't know what the terminology she mentioned, I'm a regulatory affair executive at a pharmaceutical company called Siddhant Life Sciences, where I am currently handling their tender submissions across raw market. Previously, I was working with another company where I was doing registrations in European countries and in your GCC market, right, which is your Gulf countries. So I major in publishing. That is my forte. I have learned how to use a lot of softwares and everything. So in our sessions in regulatory affair classes, we will be understanding what is publishing, what is a common technical document, which is the core of regulatory affairs, right? So let's start with what is regulatory affair. So it's a bridge between pharma and health authorities. So whatever medicine you are developing or any research that you're doing in your laboratories and you are formulating something new, you need to get it registered in order to, expose that medicine to the world. So in order to do those registrations, you need a regulatory professional in place who will manage the registrations for you or for your company, right? So it is a bridge between pharma and health authorities, and that is why it is it plays a major role in pharma industries. Okay, what we do is we ensure that the uh, product is product matches the quality, the safety and efficacy as outlined in the ICH guidelines and as per the as per the requirements of countries. Like for example, US has different requirements for the quality, safety, efficacy. Not entirely different, but there are few clauses which are different from other countries, right? So each country has their own regulations in place. So if you want to enter into the regulatory profession, you need to be well versed with first thing, what is regulatory affairs, what are all the ICH guidelines, what are the CTD modules. There are 5 modules. We will talk about those modules in our session. So yes, these three are the most important thing. First, the regulations. Second, the ICH guidelines. And lastly, the CTD module structure. Okay. Apart from that, the regulatory affair professional supports, product life cycle from development to post approval. From the day you start developing your API or your formulation to the post approval scenario where your drug has been approved and you're also monitoring the post approval changes. So it is a complete life cycle where you have to make sure that you understand how a drug is developed and its entire journey till it reaches the market and the post approval changes that follows after, right? So that is what RA is. When we talk about where you can work as an RA professional, you can work in pharma and biotech companies. All these companies like CGSK, Novartis, Novo Nordisk, Cipla, every manufacturing plant that they have in India or outside of India, they need a regulatory professional. They have a regulatory department in place. It can be an in-house regulatory department, or there are service providers who work for these big pharma countries where these companies these companies outsource their work to service providers like IQVI or Syneos, um, Frere, etc. These companies, they work for these big MNCs and everything, right? So there are a lot of departments, and one of them is regulatory department. So if you want to understand the core of regulatory, you can enter into a manufacturing plant, understand the process flow, understand the documentations, understand how they are documenting those things, right? And then move from there to, being a regulatory professional. Because if you do not have the knowledge of the core documents that are in place, you will not be able to perform well on when you are working as an executive or a senior executive in a company, right? So for you as a fresher, I would suggest you join a company which is a manufacturing company, where you are exposed to a lot of documentation, the recording, the how the documents are recorded, how they are made sure that the everything that you're recording is in place, and you need to enter into the manufacturing plant to understand the wider aspect of regulatory, right? So yes, you can also work in government and regulatory agencies. There are a lot of regulatory agencies which are government based, like your CDSCO. And then there are global regulatory functions where you can work from India for all these companies who work on global reach, like Frere. For example, Frere works for countries like Japan and Australia, etc. So you're working with Japan and Australia, you're not working with Indian clients there. You're in direct contact with people who are working there in those regions, right? So yes, that is about what you can do or where you can work if you are in drug regulations. The career track is somewhat like you first get to understand what regulatory submissions are. There are INDA, ANDA, there are BLA applications. There are a lot of applications in place that you need to have a thorough understanding of before you enter the regulatory profession. Of course, you'll get like hands-on knowledge once you're in the industry, but having a technical knowledge or having a theoretical knowledge of what you're going to understand as a professional is very important. So make sure that you're well versed with what these applications are. There are a lot of different forms, there are a lot of different documents like GMP, manufacturing license. There are a lot of minute details that needs to be understood there. So yes, understand the regulatory submissions, what are the regulatory submissions, then understand the chemistry, manufacturing, and control, which you will understand when you're working in the manufacturing plant, or if you have like thorough knowledge of ICH guidelines. Then comes module 3, which is the main module, which contains all your active pharmaceutical ingredient, manufacturer details, and everything related to finished product as well. Then comes your registration and compliance. uh, Once registration and compliance is done, you also get to the part where you are also managing the labeling of the products, which is again very important in markets like US, UK, especially after Brexit. They have changed a lot of guidelines there. So yes, labeling comes, and then comes the post approval changes, and lastly the regulatory intelligence. Okay, moving on to the next slide. The career growth and salary that the regulatory professional gets in India, I'll be very transparent and very real about it. So, when you start working, trainee comes way later than being an intern. Okay, so if you get any chance to do or start an internship in regulatory affairs, or get into a manufacturing plant, work as an apprentice there, so do that for 6 months, do that for a year, get knowledge about everything that the manufacturing plant has to offer you, and then move to the regulatory affairs zone, right? And then start as a trainee. For when you're working as a trainee, your performance will decide if you can move quickly to being an associate or an executive, right? So as a trainee, I would suggest spend good 1 year as being a trainee to understand everything, to learn the processes accurately, and then move to a senior position, right? And the initial salaries that they offer you are 3 to 3.5 lakh as a trainee associate, as a trainee, not even an associate. So once you are moved to a position like associate or an executive, you will get a hike, and the hikes depends from companies to companies. As an executive, you get around 6 to 7 LPA in in your Indian market, but if you're working for MNCs, it spikes to at least 10 LPA. And then comes specialist, then comes your senior executive, manager, senior manager, associate director. The the flow chart is very simple here. The trajectory of your uh, career will be decided by how you're performing and how fast you learn or adapt to the regulatory framework, because it is ever growing, ever changing. There is nothing that is what do you say, there's nothing that is permanent here. Everything is just constantly changing. If you're working for US, the things are different there. If you're working for UK, there's different. If you're working for GCC, it's different. And when you're working for raw market where the regulations are not very stringent, okay, when I say raw market, it's the rest of the world countries. So in those countries, the regulations are not very stringent, and they accept who certificates or who regulations or who guidelines, right? So even if you work for all of these big countries, when you're still working for the raw market, you will need to understand their basic requirements, their requirements as per what the patients or the uh, people in that country needs. Okay, so regulatory framework is ever changing. You just need to have like a basic understanding of what it is so that you can apply it anywhere and everywhere, right? Now, what drives the salary? So, depends on how much global regulatory exposure you have, which will only come after like 2-3 years. Then, CMC and Module 3 expertise. So, Module 3, you can understand what Module 3 is with your ICH guidelines. It's on the internet, it's everywhere. So, once you have a thorough knowledge of Module 3, and when you implement the Module 3 knowledge, you become an expert on CMC in like 2-3 years. But you need to be very detail oriented when you talk about regulatory. So every small detail needs to be studied. Then comes your US FDA and EMA experience. Since US FDA approved documents are accepted almost everywhere around the world. So if you have like hands-on experience in US market, it will become very easy for you to get into any other company or start working in any other market. Okay, then comes your CTD and ECTD expertise. So all these ANDA applications, these applications are submitted through CTD and ECTD modules. Okay, uh, we will cover this CTD and ECTD expertise in our regulatory diploma, so we can talk about that there in a lot of detail. It's a very detailed topic. Then comes your regulatory strategy, how you're going to, register your product in the market in a different country. So there's a complete regulatory strategy team in place who decides what we're going to register in which market, etc. And then comes your project and team management. Once you have the experience, enough experience to manage a team entirely, you get to the project and team management roles. Okay, moving on to the skills you need to enter regulatory affairs. I have already discussed all the skills. The first thing, the regulatory knowledge, which comes with your CITESCO and Indian regulations. Being Indian citizens, we need to understand the Indian regulations first. Then comes your ICH guidelines. I'll tell you which ICH guidelines are very important for you to enter into the regulatory field. The first one is your ICH M4QR1. Uh, we will also discuss ICH M4QR1 in our diploma course. And then there's US FDA EMA basic regulatory guidelines and frameworks, GMP, GLP, GCP certificates, what they are and where they're applicable, product lifecycle concepts, the entire product lifecycle of the drug, right? Then comes your dossier and CMC skills. So dossiers include your CTD structure and modules, dossier compilation and review, submission checklist, etc. There's a lot of things when you're talking about dossier and CMC skills. So I'll just cut it short for you. Dossier is your um, Gita for regulatory. when you're submitting your when you're registering your medicine in a different country. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're also submitting the dossier. So what that dossier is, that dossier consists of 5 modules, module 1 to module 5. Module 1 is your regional module, which depends from region to region. Then comes your module 2, which summarizes everything that you are submitting in module 3. Module 3 is your detailed database, and then comes your module 4 and module 5, which talks about non-clinical and clinical data, right? Last thing is digital and soft skills. So apart from everything that you know about regulatory, you also need to develop all the soft skills, like how to use a documentation management system like a SharePoint or Google Drive, for example, how to use regulatory publishing tools. So there are a lot of courses that are being offered to understand what regulatory publishing tools are, how you can use them. For example, there's a tool called Lawrence DocuBridge, which is vastly used in regulatory publishing. So the Lawrence itself is, the Lawrence itself offers a lot of courses to understand how it actually works. Then comes the communication and coordination, because you'll be working with a lot of different countries, lot of different kinds of people. So you need to make sure that your English is top notch, because if you want to enter into regulatory, you need to make sure that your communication is very good, because if you're not able to communicate what you want to the other person, there'll just be circles of confusion, right? So yes, these are all your digital and soft skills that you need to enter regulatory affairs. uh, Lastly, how to become industry ready. First, learn what are regulations. Second, practice those regulations. Download a dossier if you find a dossier. Understand what goes in that dossier. If you're working as an intern in a manufacturing plant, see all the documents that they have. Try to build a dossier from those documents. Communicate back and forth if you have any queries with the stakeholders or with the people you're working with, and then you grow. Okay, so yes, regulatory affairs is ever growing job, because AI can't take it, of course. uh, and I would like all of you to actively start reading about regulations and ICH guidelines to understand what regulations and what regulatory affair truly is about. Okay, so yeah, that is it from my end. If you have any questions, you can go ahead with that.
Hello, everyone. If we have 1 or 2 questions, we can take it up. Otherwise, we can end the session as well, since we are running short on time.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. No, if they have the questions, they can type 1 or 2, and I'll finish in 10 minutes, guys. Yeah, thank you. Priyansi, thank you very much for the wonderful session again. Thank you. And yes, our diploma is starting this Sunday. If you are, ready, you can just join. Most webinars focus heavily on entry-level path of freshers for scientific strategy of did exist in mind since 15 years. Okay. Most webinars focus heavily on entry-level paths for freshers. What scientific, strategic, or operational opportunities exist for mid-career professionals with 15 years of industry experience looking for transition out of the field? I believe that, first of all, if you want to transit from one domain to other domain, definitely, your experience, your skills, because it is very tough at that point of time to transit. After 15 years of experience, it is very tough. Okay, because 15 years are not easy. 15 years are not easy, and you must have think something else, right? So, first thing I must say that skills, and the second thing I must say that you should not look into the salary or the things again, because you may not be matching your salary and expectations in the new domain, right? So I think that is one thing what you need to understand, and definitely you have to be ready with the latest tools, like all everywhere, AI and all the things. So if Pramod sir is here, if he can add to this, this is like something very nice question from someone. Jubair, I believe. Jubair, yes. After 15 years of experience, how to do and what to do, right? And okay, so guys, shall we? We'll take this question and we'll talk more on this, with some experienced people, or if not, we'll get back to you while after talking to everyone. Yes,
Sir, I think we can move on to the next session now.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Uh, Someone is raising their hand. I think we can take their question up at the end, if that's
Ah,
fine.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Miss Mehta, for sharing your valuable knowledge about careers in regulatory affairs.
Thank you so much.
Moving on, thank
Yes.
you, ma'am. Thank you. Moving on to one of our last sessions now, I would now like to invite Dr. Ajit Singh, founder and CEO of CliMed Research Solutions and Curio Research and Training Institute, on careers in healthcare data analytics and medical documentation. Sir, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much, Tanvi. Thank you. And first of all, I would like to thank each and everyone, who was talking and who has covered most of the part of, the career opportunities into the industry. And, starting from Pramod sir, who has, given an overview of, skills everyone needs and the overview of domains. And then, especially Sarabji went through the medical writing, industrial writing, then clinical research by Dr. Sivani, and then Charanjit has talked about has already discussed about medical coding, and now Priyansi has talked about regulatory affairs, right? So other than that, there are some more things like medical affairs is there. Data analytics is one of the very rising path for all pharmacy and healthcare students, and digital health is there. Okay, HEOR is there, health economics and outcome research. But yeah, with the limited time in this webinar, we could cover only few things, right? And very soon we'll be coming up with the next webinars for all of you guys. Okay, so now let's start with my presentation. So healthcare data analytics and medical documentation, see, it is very important. I'll not just talk about the things, because already Pramod sir has talked about the 2 lakh crore market, which was $46 billion market he was talking about, right? $1 million market he was talking about, and how we need. So yeah, I'll come to the direct to the, like, what are the career paths and roles for roles in data analytics. So when I say data analytics, so data analytics is not only into the clinical research or into the medical coding, or statistics, biostatistics, or into the industry, but data analyst has a bigger picture. Okay, so when I say data analytics, they take care of the data, they take care of the regulatory compliances, and they extract the data, they clean the data, they analyze the data, and they report the data, right? So it's a big job. So now previously data analysis was done with some softwares, some softwares, like I'm talking about 10 years back. Okay, like we had SPSS, we had SAS programming, and now the data analysis has gone too far with the Python, right? And with the artificial intelligence, right? Which saves a lot of time, which comes with a lot of accuracy, right? So the people who wants to come into this data analytics, they have to learn a lot. Definitely data analytics part is not very 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 simple. They have to learn the softwares like SAS programming, they have to learn the R language. R is nowadays R is rising faster than SAS programming and other SPSS, because R is again free of cost software. I mean, it's the open source software, and R language is very comfortable with all type of data analytics, all type of data analytics, and all type of support we need in clinical research or clinic in the healthcare industry, right? And then Python, right? So see, it is applicable everywhere. See, when you are in the I must say, when the Pharm D or M Pharm people are into the industry, or PhD people are into the sorry, not industry, into the institutions, they do the thesis and they analysis the data, mostly, people in institutions, they do with SPSS, right, with the help of SPSS. That is a very basic task. But when you come to the industry, you don't have to just stick to write a thesis, write the results. There you have to analyze the market data. You have to analyze the bigger picture of the data. You have to analyze multi-centric data. You have to make the dashboards. You have to do subgroup analysis. I mean, a lot of things, right? So there are data analyst jobs everywhere in the industry, in the government sectors, like ICMR has the data analytics, government of India has the healthcare data analytics, DST has the government of DST has the some government vacancies for data analytics. CSIR has that, and every healthcare company needs the data analytics, because data analytics from healthcare, they collect the real time data. They collect the all what we say real world evidences. They analyze that, and they publish it, or maybe they make the dashboards, or maybe they make the strategies out of it, right? So data analytics is not just a one domain job or one place job. It is spreaded everywhere in the healthcare, in the like in the pharmaceutical industry, in the marketing industry, in the manufacturing industry, in the clinical research industry, okay, maybe in the pharmacovigilance industry, everywhere, CDM industry we need, and CPN, and we were talking about medical coding. We need data analytics people everywhere, okay. And then in the government policies, policy makings, I mean, everywhere it is needed, right? And then definitely they can be the clinical informatics specialist. Nowadays, data analytics is a very prominent part or very important part of bioinformatics, where where we talk about precision medicine, where we talk about genetics, or genomics. Okay, so this everywhere we need data analytics people, or people who know how to play with the data, how to play with the analysis, how to get the perfect results, how to get the precise results, right? So but yes, some skills you need, like you need some certifications, you need some core topics, like maybe Tableau, Power BI, or maybe SAS programming and Python. So you have to learn these things, and once you learn these things, you are definitely very good with the data analytics, and you can easily enter the industry, and you can start working. And I'm telling you guys, data analytics job has a lot of faster growth than other domains, because the people who are into the data analytics, if they are good at their job, they get the faster growth. They literally get the faster growth, because their job roles changes. Okay, their job role change every with the projects, right? It's not just that they have to work entire their career span in one project or other projects. They have to jump from one project to different projects, and from easy project to harder projects, and easy jobs to harder jobs in the market. So based on that, their pay scales, their growth, it rises again, it increases with their demand in the market. So for data analytics, definitely you must learn some skills like SAS programming, R programming, okay, R language, and Python nowadays. So these are some very important thing. And how to make the dashboard with the help of Tableau, Power BI. You have to learn SQL, which is one of the very important part, okay. And then you have to take some certifications, and then some salary outlooks, how the job grows, as I told you. So healthcare data analytics, or healthcare informative information technician, or in the technology, it goes at the middle level, or if I say, after 10 years of experience, okay, after 10 years of experience, or not even 10 years of experience, after 6 7 years of experience, your job can easily reach up to 70 80 lakhs. Your annual income can easily reach up to 70 80 lakhs or more. Also after 10 years, I'm telling you, after 10 years you will be definitely if you are a data analytics, good data analytics, you can easily earn around 70 80 lakhs per year, right? And yes, starting is quite not easy, because in starting, data analytics may get only 30 35,000. And directly BPharm also can join, PharmD also can join, MPharm also can join, but skills are needed. If you are MPharm or BPharm, it may just give you the give you the degree edge, but it will not give you much edge on the salary, because salary and and the your career position starts with experience. If you have the experience on W, if you have experience on R, if you have learned the R or SAS or Python or these things. So data analytics is again very important. We have the another diploma in data analytics and documentation, which is starting in September again, if you want to learn. So definitely some steps already Dr. Shivani has discussed, and Priyansi has discussed, Charanjit has discussed. So you guys must work on your definitely on your you should do some hands-on experiences, you should do some internships, you should do some projects, and then you can start with the internship in a company, and then you can get into the job. So with that, guys, if you have the questions, we will take up the questions, and we will end the session with that. And definitely you are most welcome to join us at CliMed, and thank you very much. Okay, guys, and I think your certificates will be provided by Sunday. Okay, you have to wait till Sunday, but every one of you have to fill this form. Okay, without the form, you cannot get the certificate. Okay, that is one request to all of you. So now open for your questions. You can, just I think we can open their mics also. You can talk to us. You can write in the message, guys. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Yes, over to you, Tanvi.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that valuable session. We will now move on to the Q&A session. So I think we have time. We'll take 2 to 3 questions at least, sir.
Yes, yes, we can take.
So yes. So if anyone wants to unmute yourself, you can type that in the chat box and then we can unmute you. Although permission to unmute has been given now.
Yes.
And you can also send your questions via the chat box. So we'll
Anyone
wait
wants
for
to
two
talk, you can
minutes.
unmute yourself and speak, guys.
I think
Someone
there
is
was
raising
someone
their.
who was raising their hand
Yes,
also.
yes, yes, yes. Now I think I don't know if they're here.
Uh,
Any questions, guys? Tanvi, just send the
yes.
feedback form once more, and then we can wind up. It's 9 o'clock dinner time for everyone. So
Yes, yes, yes.
yes. Oh, in YouTube also, we have shared the Google form. Please fill the form for the certificate. You have to fill the form, guys. Okay. And we have shared the our Curio website as well. You can visit the Curio website and look into the certificate courses which we are starting this week. Any course which you are seeing in July and all, they are starting for this Sunday or in the September. Okay.
We'll wait for 2 minutes for questions, everyone. Please send
Yeah,
them.
I think everyone is waiting for dinner now. It's 8:55 already.
I think we can end the session then, sir.
Yes, guys, thank you very much for joining, everyone. It was a wonderful, meeting all. It's already 2.5 hour session. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Thanks to all the speakers. And okay, there's a question for data analysis. As a fifth year PharmD student, can we start with Excel and JESP, and then gradually move on to more advanced tools? Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. See, Excel is, a very good tool, but you have to learn it extensively. And other than that, I would suggest you start learning Python and a little bit of R, because nowadays what is going on in industry is R and Python. Okay, so start learning that. There are a lot of free courses on Python, a lot of just you have to pay 200, 300, 500 rupees, and you can start learning Python, right? So start learning Python, that is better, along with R language. R is very important. Someone wants to ask the question?
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, then take care. Have a good night, good dinner. Bye bye. See you, and your certificates will be given by Sunday. And if you have not filled the form, please fill the form and then only you go. Otherwise, you will not get the certificate. Okay. Bye bye, guys. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
very much,
Thank you
Tanvi.
for
Thank you very much for the
no
hosting.
problem, sir.
You too
No.
have a good day.